Hey, 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 come on in, everybody. What's happening? What's happening? Come on in, family. We got the call-in number tonight. Call-in number is 951-448-5443. Call in tonight, family. And I put the call-in number up there for just a few specific people, but we can take calls from everybody. If you like to call in. Oh, yes, call in. What's up, Miller? Cool. As soon as I put my children to bed and read their story, I'm calling in. All right, brother. I'm only going to be on here maybe an hour tonight, maybe 30 minutes, because I got a date. Straight up. But yeah, let me turn this ringer on so I can make sure I hear y'all calls. Or whomever gonna call in. I would like for Khalil Almighty to call in, because he's the subject of the show. Yes. Want to talk to the agent tonight. But even if we can't talk to the agent, we're gonna talk about the agent. And we're gonna talk a little bit about cults. And we're gonna talk a little bit about hip-hop writing. And we're gonna talk a little bit about Kodak Black's house just got raided. And a lot of these other cats, excuse the siren in the background, ladies and gentlemen. This is California, so that's a common occurrence. But, yeah, man. Hip-hop writing, kissing a man in the mouth. And we'll just be clear, we're talking about Khalil Almighty, okay? The brother that clearly told us all on Sarnetta show, and shout out to my brother Sarnetta, man, that he kissed Yahweh ben Yahweh in the mouth, family. So he told us that and was proud to tell us that, family. So we're doing a series not just about him, but a series about cults and the shit that happens in cults and the people that join cults. And I feel like, this subject is most dear to my heart because I'm a Hebrew Israelite. That's what I claim to be. That's the community I teach in and brothers respect me in. And that's my life work. I'm also a musician, but most specifically, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Right? I love God. I love God. I love God. So, because this guy here supposedly was brainwashed in this cult, Yahweh ben Yahweh's cult, right? I want to ask a few questions, and being that we got the line on, you guys can call in and answer this question or ask a question. But again, all of these things are going to be aimed toward Mr. Snitch. Now, a lot of people call the Hebrew Israelite faith a cult. First of all, anything that builds men, takes them off the street, takes them out of jail, takes them from the hoe houses and the dope houses and the trap houses, takes them from all of that and puts them in the house with their families. Being a righteous man, a righteous individual, doing that which is righteous, honoring the commandments, being fruitful and multiplying, replenishing the earth, honoring your wife, your marriage, your husband, you ladies, because there are female Israelites. Anything that does that, and you all know the Israelites are most notable for that. All of us used to be street Negroes. Oh yes, we were. But after becoming what we confess to be, all of that dies. Now, this cult, alleged cult by Mr. Agent that kisses men in the mouth, he says that he was in for a number of years. Now, I don't know any Israelites that are mass murderers, serial killers. I just don't. And I've met and known and personally conversed with everybody. I don't know any serial killer Hebrew Israelites. I don't. Not even one. Now, all of the brothers may have questionable pasts and sketchy backgrounds. Of course, many of us, all of us do. But I have not experienced what Khalil Ahmadi explained. I'll tell you how. Being that I said I have never been involved in all of my years as an Israelite with a serial killer, a sociopath, how is it that he came into contact with this type of so-called Hebrew Israelite camp that were so-called pretty much a mass murder group, as what he says? That's what he said. He said they were beheading people. He said they was killing people in Florida. And he said he was a member of that organization. Now, the first question that pops up in my mind when I consider that, and I said that I've never experienced that, the first time when I think about that, I say, damn, that's an uncommon occurrence to be in a group like that that's Israelite. They couldn't been following Torah at all. How were you fooled into becoming a full-fledged member of Yahweh ben Yahweh's alleged cult? This man brought in his woman and his children, compounding the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Was a part of this so-called allegedly murderous cult. And let me check the phone because nobody's calling in. And y'all tell Khalil, call his agent ass in so we can talk to him about this. Because nobody's stupid, man. This brother told us the other night he wearing a wire and all of this stuff. But he was in this cult for all of these years. And he admitted to my brother Sarnetta that he definitely was privy to knowledge about murders. And he said if he had stayed in it longer, he probably would have been one of the people murdering. And I say, when you tell me that, and you tell me that you were also an FBI informant, the next thought that comes to me is, why didn't the FBI lock this piece of shit up instead of employing him? That's a righteous thought. That's how Israelites think. We see all of that alleged criminal activity as wretchedism, breach of the Torah. You can't behead people and be a, righteous man. Neither can you be a righteous man and you give your wife and children to a man that you say is a sociopath, a killer, even a serial killer. A sister asked me this morning on one of my videos, she said, do you believe he killed all of them 14 people, or they killed all of them people? And I said, listen, I can't believe that, because if Project Megiddo, which is a COINTEL program against the Hebrew Israelites of maybe 20 years ago, and still is going today, why is it that they allowed that to go on under their radar? You're crazy if you think the FBI wasn't watching Yahweh ben Yahweh as much as they watch me and all of the brothers that have no criminal activities. I'm not stupid, and neither should anybody be stupid. Hey, shout out to the chat. Basim, what's happening, Global Media? He claims he would have murdered, that's right, for Yahweh ben Yahweh. But why wasn't he willing to kill for his wife and daughters? Woo! Say that one more time. He told us that these people were murderers. And he said that he would have done it if he had stayed there any longer. And I said that he had witnessed all of this shit and he knew of it. But my brother in the chat here, Basim, just said, why wasn't he willing to do that for his own daughters? Kill for his own daughters and his own wife. That's probably why Yahweh ben Yahweh took her from him. Because she probably said, this nigga ain't a man. And I want a man that's going to protect me. If you're willing to kill for another man, and you said it, Khalili, why wouldn't you be willing to kill for your own seed? Global Media, he said that what I told him about what I would do, because just paint it up, y'all. If I was in a cult and Sinetta was the leader, right? And Sinetta took my wife from me, and Sinetta took my children and took them from my care in the cult as I was there. Do you know what I would do to Sinetta? I don't care how many people are around. And just on GP, and I'm not saying anything is the problem between my brother Sinetta. This is a hypothetical. I'm trying to bring this close for you all so that you know, you understand. Do you know what I would have done to that brother to save my life, number one, and the life of my children and my wife, which are one, as the Bible relates in the Torah? Man shall leave his mother and father and cleave unto his wife, and they two shall become one flesh. That's what the Torah says. And these niggas claim that they were following the Torah as Hebrew Israelites. And Khalil said he was not willing to kill for his own flesh. I'm saying that your child and your wife become the equivalent of you. And that's why I said that to defend my flesh, which includes my woman and my children, I would indeed kill for. He came to everybody on Israel Doctrine show, and thank you, Israel Doctrine, for showing yourself as a true goddamn COINTELPRO agent, an agent provocateur, a useful idiot, and a nigga that's just untrustworthy, a liar. But he said, me suggesting that he should have saved himself and his children at the same time was a misappropriation of wisdom. He said that if you're involved in a cult like that, you can't leave. If I'd have thought about that, they'd have killed me and my kids. But guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen? This coward-ass nigga snuck out in the cover of night, probably had on a cloak like this. Global Media, you hear me? And ran out on his flesh. They two shall become one flesh. Ran away on his rib and his babies. 2 young children, age 1 and 3. Now, saying that, knowing that, we also have to consider the fact that this 1 and 3-year-old daughters and his woman, he says, were all being abused. And he was witness to other people's abuse, beatings, and murders. Global Media says, you know he did that Lewis 100-yard dash. Okay, we got a call in from North Carolina. I know this is probably some idiot, but we want Khalil. But yeah, he ran off. Hold on one second, caller. He ran off. Did the 100-yard dash. under the cover of night. And guess what is more killing, y'all? Sarnetta, my brother Sarnetta, with this video and this coverage, and I'm telling you that brother's a great journalist. On par with Gil Noble, because Gil Noble did the same type of interview. Sarnetta asked him, how long did you stay away when you ran out with your cloak on? Right? And you left. Hold on, caller. I'm not talking to you. I'm just listen for 1 second, and I'm going to bring you in. He ran out under the cover of night, disguised. And I wonder, did he put on a woman's clothes or something? How the hell did you get out if you say it was so impenetrable? But when you left, you didn't come back the next day. You didn't come back the next week. You didn't come back the next month. You didn't come back the next yearly quarter. But this wicked son of a bitch that claimed to be an Israelite and a Torah follower stayed away from his children, children, and his rib. Shout out to Aisha Nelson. Does he claim to be an Israelite now in the present? He can't. I'm explaining why he can't. He can't. And he couldn't have ever been, because the Israelites, we all teach Torah, right? We're getting a lot of calls, so I know it's going to light up tonight. And what I'm about to tell you right now is haram. Even though I've already told you the stuff that would damn him from the Torah that he's violated at this point in the story. I said he didn't come back into their lives for a solid year or more. Now, what took place in that year was a nigga being reborn. Now, the Torah and Tanakh teaches regeneration, the New Testament teaches regeneration, and obviously the FBI does too. Because this nigga here went and flipped like a goddamn big caterpillar into a butterfly, you hear me? But it took him 1 year to do it. Now, the Bible says that you're supposed to love your children. Love your children. Abraham and many people in the Torah shed blood over aspects of what was loved to them. Lot even was a fighter. Listen to me. Is it wrong for me to say to him, and I'm about to get you in right now, caller. Hold on 1 second. I'm just building a house here. Is it wrong for me to say to him that the United States Constitution covers you, your rights, as not just a citizen of Yahweh ben Yahweh's camp, and you're still a human no matter what you're Israelite or what, but you have the right to defend yourself. And when I said yourself, again, as the Torah relates, they two shall become one flesh, your husband and your wife. And it tells you to make babies, and all three are the sum totality of the complete reflection of God, which is humanity. Isn't God pictured in Father, Son, and Spirit? Well, this same threefold manifestation is present right here on the earth. And this is why the Bible says they shall become one. That's why there ain't no 3 and 4 gods. Because there ain't no 3 and 4 you. Even when you join yourself to a woman, you become one. It gets that cold out there only at night, family. California, in the daytime, today I was sweating a little bit. Only at night it dropped down. Yeah, and it's a little chilly willy tonight. Well, okay, let me grab this caller, y'all. I'm sorry, and I probably missed one. 446. How you doing? Hold on, let me get you on the speaker. Go ahead.
You can hear me pretty good.
Okay, well, let me check and see if the listeners can hear you. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear. Okay, go ahead and talk And if you can't be heard, I'm gonna let you know, and I will adjust it.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I was listening to the guy interview or whatever. And the things that Yahweh was doing to him, it sounds like a bully who preys on a coward. Because there's no way Yahweh do that to somebody. I don't even think it goes out his head. So many people get treated like that are cowards. I don't care if you're in high school, a basketball team, or wherever you are. People, they take out people who are weak and treat them like that. They don't treat their strong guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in the world. And still a man to walk up on you and just take your wife like that, and know you got the 2 kids that don't even care or don't think about no repercussions from doing that. The man knew that man wouldn't do anything to him if he took his wife. That's why he did it.
Because he could do it to him, right? Because he was a coward himself.
Exactly.
And I agree with those points. The person that did this is a coward, and the person that allowed it to be done is a coward. Obviously, if it was done, allegedly, all of this stuff. Even the brother here on the phone just said, he took his wife. Khalil told us, he took your wife? I mean, goddamn. You don't take
I got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old myself, and I couldn't imagine not dying over that or killing over that.
You see?
It doesn't I can leave for a year. That doesn't even sound right.
Speak on, bro.
I'm questioning if the man even had children there to begin with, because it just don't. There's no way, like, instinct, even the most coward person will die over his children or kill a loved one.
That's right. That's right.
That don't sound right.
It don't sound right at all. And I want go ahead and hit me with another comment, caller. Let me get you one more comment in, and I'm gonna grab the next caller. Hit us with something else, man. And tell us who you are. What's your name, brother?
Camilla Burwell.
Okay.
My comment there now, didn't want to see you live or whatever if I'm off work and stuff.
I hear you.
Yeah, we making jokes and stuff up there. But I appreciate you taking my call and all that.
Man, anytime. And I appreciate you calling in with your truth, man. And I respect that, and I agree with that. You hear me? Thank you for tuning.
Right, shalom.
All right, shalom, dear brother. Yeah. Call in. The caller that I just missed while the brother was on the line there, call back. Anybody call in. Give your thoughts about this. This brother just told it. He said, man, even the cowardest man, the scariest man, would defend your seed. We got another caller, Connecticut, 549. Let's get you in here. I'm sorry. Hey, Connecticut 549, how you doing? Black power to you.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, going good. What are your thoughts about this tonight? Uh-oh. Damn. What happened, caller? Call back. Y'all be careful with your phones. You cut yourself off, caller. Call back in. But, yeah, man, I'll tell you. I don't know anybody, and the caller before said, even the most cowardly man would defend at least himself. Most men, when you back them in the corner, if they're cornered, that's when they really, go balls out. Even if it's a coward or not, or whatever. This brother here snuck out on his family, y'all. 1 and a 3-year-old. And this is the same person that's coming to you, fight or flight instinct, straight up. Even the most cowardly man will fight when he's cornered. But this guy didn't even put up a fight. He let a man take his wife.
Hello.
Hey,
hello. Yeah, he's coming from the same school right.
Say again. Tell me your name. Tell me your name first. Whoa, wait a minute. We got to get something straight, okay? Hold on. Listen. I can't hear you. Listen, y'all. If you call in and I can't hear you clearly and you're not listening and it won't even listen to me, don't do it. Now, caller, listen. I'm trying to get your audio. Let me hang up on this motherfucker here. I'm going to hang up on. Listen, y'all. Listen. People that are going to call in. Number one, turn the background down. If you're watching me on YouTube, turn the volume down. Number two, if you're talking in the phone, don't put the phone up to your mouth like that. That's right. That's what happened, Mike, I think. My devices are good, so you don't have to get that close to the doggone phone. I want you to be able to hear me so I can converse with you. Yeah. So if the caller want to call back and try it again, call in, man. But you got to listen. At least. We got to be able to have at least a clear conversation for even the people to hear you. But yes. A man does the unthinkable to his own family and goes and runs to the FBI and snitches on another man and says this man is a murderer. He's beheading people over there. Y'all heard that part, huh? Said Yahweh ben Yahweh had a man beheaded. Sinetta asked him, did you witness it? And he said, no, he didn't witness it. But he witnessed a man getting beat in the temple and being drug out. And the next thing he knew, the man was beheaded. Although Miami in Florida is a very violent place, I'm from the South and I've been to Florida a few times. And my goodness. Griselda Blanco was a motherfucker. Y'all look that word up, that name. The violence in Chicago is superb. I mean, it's just perfect. A perfect hate in The Godmother. That's right. A perfect hate them people in Miami have in Florida. They kill you in a minute. But in most of our neighborhoods, the people down the street kill you in a minute. Right over here. I mean, damn. But this guy said that he had to do that. He said, I wouldn't have been able to get out. Me or y'all. And I told him, get out or what? You fight, motherfucker, to save your family or whatever. And did y'all know the police ain't first responders? Neither is the fucking FBI. No, they ain't. You know who's the first responder, y'all? It's always you. Always. You should always be the first responder to your own emergencies. When you have to call 911 or have to run out under cover of night to go to the FBI, you should know that they are not first responders. You as a husband, you should be what's called responsible. That means you should be able to give a response to any issue that arises as a husband. The New Testament says that not only a bishop, but a man, any man, should rule his home well. And that means protecting it. And I said, the Bible says that a man should leave his mother and father and join to his wife, cleave unto her, and they two shall become one flesh. When you won't die for yourself, nor your rib, nor your seed, you can't be an Israelite. That's the first lie. And that's the first area of non-credibility that the FBI should have saw dealing with this devilish bastard, and that all of us should see in him, in the sense that after he's done all of this snitching and wearing wires and all of this stuff and been not even a man to himself and his family, but he pops up in our community as a hip-hop writer and somebody that wants to be credible. Credible to the tune that DJ K. Slay is considering hiring this snitch. And DJ K. Slay, if you're seeing this, I want you to know that if you're fucking with him, there's probably gonna be people that's gonna blacklist your ass. Oh yes, they're probably gonna blacklist you, my nigga. Because who would fuck with you after you fucking with him? After knowing the truth about all of this. And isn't it amazing that some fool like this would be accepted in the hip-hop community? Rappers going to jail every day. Kodak Black just got his dope kicked in the other night. Took him and his cell phone. And these niggas still on the internet, felons, showing guns and telling the world what they're doing. And people like Khalil is documenting it, writing it, commentating about it, speculating about it, and definitely reporting. Sarnetta asked him, hey man, do you still contact him? He tells y'all he's not an agent, but he's still in contact with the FBI. How'd that work? And I'm saying to you, how the FBI that stupid to let him not get justice? But really, the FBI is not about justice. So let me retract that question. Let me restate it. How did the FBI not see what we all just saw? This guy said he wore a wire after the year that he went back, after he went and was just rejuvenated and remade again into an FBI informant, just Maximus, informant cum laude. You hear me? Be this nigga magnum cum laude snitch. It took him a year for the FBI and him to make some moves. Now, when you go out for that long, what do they teach you? Well, obviously they teach you how to fucking lie. And obviously, they put you in the witness protection program. And obviously, you have to sign papers to have your testimony received into evidence as credible. Why did the FBI not lock him up? Because if my man Global Media here was a murderer and I knew about it and I lived with him and I never told anybody, I kept it. Shouldn't I be locked up? Yes. So why didn't the FBI at some point lock Khalil up? Well, I want to refer you to Dartard Perry and Gil Noble. Gil Noble is a very notable black journalist, just as guilty. Dartard Perry talked about, well, Gil Noble asked him, out of all of this dirt that you've done, ratting on everybody, but many of the things that you've done, you were culpable in. Are you afraid about going to prison? Because that's, what they really had over Dartard Perry's head. Some trumped up charges, and they brought him in snitching. But I said this guy ran to the FBI and stayed off a year. I asked, what is that process like? And I'm saying, is the FBI ever going to lock this piece of shit up? Khalil. Because you deserve to go. You're out here snitching on people. But I'm asking the real questions. Shouldn't you be locked the fuck up for being a witness to murders, plural, and never saying anything? Not a word. Until Yahweh ben Yahweh makes love to your wife, abuses your children, and walk up to you and kiss you in the goddamn mouth. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what the name of this series is. I Kissed a Man in the Mouth. M-O-U-F. He said Yahweh ben Yahweh and him kissed. Goddamn. Now, in closing, this is part 1, ladies and gentlemen. Living Soul, you just making it in the room? I told you I wasn't going to be on this for about maybe 30 minutes or an hour. Because I want to take my time with these things. If Khalil is not going to call in, I want you guys to take your time and walk with me on this journey so that we can fully understand what he is. Because, you know, he's in the community. He's infiltrated. He's in. In with a wire. You hear me? And so it ain't no use in us saying, okay, well, don't worry about it. No. He says he's constantly today, he reports to the FBI. They talk. And so he's in here. And I want you all to notice this in closing. Miller Burwell says, I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised if he snitched on Yahweh ben Yahweh because he preferred him over him. Well, let me read that again. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be surprised if he snitched on Yahweh ben Yahweh because he preferred his wife over him. Do y'all hear what we're dealing with over here? The brother here is saying that Khalil probably was a scorned bitch. Excuse my French. And he probably wanted more than a kiss in the mouth from Ben Yahweh. But because Yahweh ben Yahweh wanted the woman and not Khalil, the brother said he probably went to the FBI because of that. And as crazy as all of this shit sounds, why wouldn't that be something that put in the pot of thought concerning this series? Are you angry at Yahweh ben Yahweh for not choosing you, my nigga? Are you jealous of your wife that she got to lay with Yahweh ben Yahweh and you didn't? Or did you? Or did y'all do the shit all together? Did Yahweh ben Yahweh finger pop you in front of the wife, in front of the woman? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. That was a little vulgar. Eddie Thomas, shout out to you. I think you're right. Oh, yuck. Living Soul. Fam, it gets worse than this. I'm talking about the nigga getting finger popped and kissing Yahweh ben Yahweh in the mouth. But wait till tomorrow night. Ush. Ush. I'm telling you. We gonna dissect this Negro here and analyze him down to the subatomic particle. So we can really understand what a snitch is, and so we don't never make this fucking mistake again. Letting them come in, and then they point at the influential people in the community, and they say, the agent that admitted to you, I wore a wire. I left my own family for a year. This nigga kissed me in the mouth, and he took my wife, and I let my little bitty babies get abused, and I left them to become secret agent man, secret agent man. We got to understand him so that we don't let him in. Dartar Perry and others were the manifestation of him from the 60s and 50s. But, and yeah, let's close with that. Eddie Thomas, good comment. And he's a gay rights activist, humanist, allegedly humanist. Yes, family, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all gonna want to hear this series, man. The fact that he is a gay rights activist disqualifies him from being ever been an Israelite, and should have disqualified him from the FBI actually taking him in. Instead, they should have locked him the fuck up. The gay rights agenda, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, is the scourge of this planet. And it is literally the embodiment of the spirit of the Antichrist. What is Antichrist? Well, you may not believe in it, but everything Antichrist is anti-prime, anti-God, anti-you. You are the image of that which is the God, the creator. You and that woman and your child. The Psalm 3 reflect the image that is God. As above, so below. God intended for humanity to be heterosexual. You are locked in a body, a gender. Your brain produces chemicals that align with that gender. Your members produce that which is prime. You. Anytime you have a black man that is promoting the gay agenda, hear me well and don't get it twisted. That is the image of the Antichrist. Again, Christ came not to destroy the law, but fulfill it. The law says that you are to be in union with a woman. Twain, one flesh, make children, replenish the earth. That's God's way. God even has a patent on marriage. But today, these homosexuals can take a pastor to court because he don't want to marry two gay members. Oh yes. I said to you, the homosexual agenda is the image of the Antichrist being built right in your country. We allow it, we accept it, and we look over it. But this man told us he kissed this goddamn man in the mouth. And I say he finger popped you. And I say, Khalil, you should have been in prison. You should go to hell. Not Greek Hades. I'm talking about the lake of fire. Not Gehenna. Nothing else. I'm talking about your soul burning with the angels that are the fallen ones. You deserve that. And you deserve what will get you there. By all intents and standards, the Torah would have damned you to death. The Torah, the Quran, and every goddamn thing else, even laws in this wicked nation. This wicked ass nation that also has legalized gay marriage and niggas like Khalil to walk around and be politically correct. Khalil, you should have been fucking locked up, my nigga. You called him a killer, an abuser, a murderer. But you're a fucking sociopath and a narcissist. You can point the finger at him, but you don't see how you violated the Torah and violated prime humanity. You let your daughters be abused. You let your wife be abused. And you kiss that man in the fucking mouth. Y'all come back tomorrow. And bring a doggy bag so you can throw up in, because it's going to get fucked up tomorrow. You understand? Y'all going to be saying, damn, Mike, come on now. Shit. But some people like this. That's why y'all watch Empire so much. So we're going to try to get ratings like Empire. And we're going to uncover and fully analyze a snitch. Shout out to everybody in the room. Shout out to everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Come back tomorrow. Peace and black power.